In other words, no beep,
Yeah.
beep.
Make sure all the batteries are in there.
Put the batteries in. Another episode of the Lending Lounge. Today, Jose, we're going to talk about appraisals. What people can expect when doing an appraisal. We're going to talk about 2 times, though. We're going to talk about what to expect when you're refinancing your house, and we're going to talk about what to expect when purchasing the house. So let's start with the purchasing.
So during the contract phase of, once you're already submitted to a lender and they give you a conditional approval, the next step is for us to go ahead and get all third-party things. Part of that third-party item is an appraisal, which is the valuation of the property itself, right? So person's gonna go out to that property, they're gonna look at everything, and they're gonna give you a valuation based on the comps around the area and what other properties are going for in that rate. Now, hopefully, your appraisal comes back at value, which is the sales contract. If it's higher than the sales contract, that's great. You got instant equity. And if it's lower, that opens up for negotiations, right? And the negotiations could be lowering the sales contract to the appraisal value, or it may just be you coming up with extra money to meet that sales contract. It all depends what your realtor negotiates with the listing agent. So it just all depends. An appraisal is outstanding to know what your value is of your home, bottom line.
Pretty much. It gives you what the value is, period. It's a third party that's impartial to the transaction. They don't know you, they don't know the bank, they don't know the seller, they don't know the buyer's agent. So it's somebody completely third party. When we do an appraisal, it's actually put into a system and they randomly select an appraiser in the area.
It's usually like a job bid, and then there's like a panel of different appraisers who will select that job.
So we have no communication.
communication.
And if we communicate with them, guess what?
Deal is dead.
Deal is dead. So we do not ever play around with that. Now, when it comes to a refinance, it's a little bit different. You're still getting the value of what the home is or what your home is worth, right? Mm-hmm. But there's things that you as a homeowner need to do at that point. Like you can't have don't have the appraiser come to your house, and I mean this with all sincerity.
Say it, bro. Say it.
How many times have you seen an appraisal, Jose, that it comes back and all the rooms
trash?
I know, the yard, the grass is 4 feet
no
tall.
curb appeal.
And you're like, we're
like,
trying to get value for the house, and even though that's not supposed to matter,
right? But I mean, it does matter, right? That can influence that person's thought, or because that's very subjective at that point. That person's gonna come to your house and look at it and say, hey, this is the value of this home, regardless of all the sales around. And your whole purpose on a refinance is either to meet value or get the highest value possible. If you're pulling cash out, those are the reasons why people do that, right? Or you're trying to pay off debts. You want the absolute most highest value.
So make your house look pristine. It's as
Absolutely.
simple as cleaning it up.
Don't forget, these alarms too inside, because a lot of people forget it. We're doing like an FHA refinance or something like that. They expect those fire alarms to be up and operational.
In other words, no beep.
Yeah.
Beep,
make sure all the batteries are in there.
Put the batteries in. Put the batteries in. And if you need the money for the battery, I will gladly give you the money for the battery if we're doing a loan for you. But that's pretty much it, right? Like when it comes on the refinance side.
Yeah, sometimes you don't even need an appraisal. You might get an appraisal waiver.
That's true too.
So if you get an appraisal waiver, that's outstanding. You can close the loan, 7 days?
Absolutely.
And it just all depends what you're doing. Like your goals will dictate what we need to do on our end to get that done.
And that's it. That's been the Lending Lounge for today.
So it's made simple.